Hey everybody, welcome to episode 20 of the Baali Chronicles. Today, the Nest is trying to piece together what exactly is wrong with their well of sacrifice and how they can possibly fix it. On top of that, Lemont still has to have his meeting with Edith from the Painted Lady, and they get to that and run into a surprise member of the city. So enjoy.
We're going to head to the exit. That's where we're going because it'll take us a little time to get there. Business will pick up. There'll be more people for us to kind of peruse.
Sounds good.
You know, the menu will have more variety.
All right. So as you guys drive down to the exit, is everybody planning on hunting there, or is it just going to be one or two of you?
I plan to hunt there.
Okay.
It depends. It depends on how busy it is. If there's not a shit ton of people there, I'll hunt somewhere else. But if it's decently packed, yeah, absolutely, I'll hunt there.
You guys will get the exit. It's a Monday night, so there's not a lot of people out, mostly regulars for the most part. Like the hardcore crowd is still going out, still doing their thing. You guys slide on in. The bouncer with the green mohawk is at the door. He gives you all a nod as you walk in. He's like, "Hey guys, what's up?" He gives Lemont a smirk and a nod. Hey, the guys love the pieces, by the way. Just gotta say.
Make sure you're keeping them moist.
And wrap the fuck up.
Well, not after the first day. Just lotion. You should be fine.
All right. We'll get it all taken care of. Don't worry. They're fucking loving it though. You guys, whatever you want, I'll just let the staff know it's on the house for me. So appreciate it.
Nice.
Cool.
You guys,
thanks. Hey, couple of weeks, come back to the shop and we'll see if you need any touch-ups.
Definitely. That'd be fucking badass.
Get some pictures for the gram.
Fair. You guys step in through the rest of the bar. He just hangs out on the stool by the door. You guys walk through the bottom level. There's maybe about 6 or 7 people down here. You can hear upstairs there are people back and forth moving over the din of the music that's playing. Let's go ahead and do the honey rolls. Who wants to go first?
I'm hungry.
I hunger.
Can I go first?
Sure.
I forget what my roll is.
You could just go to your blood and XP and
Yeah.
right at the predator thing, there's a little die.
Yep.
Yeah.
And difficulty is a
There.
2 here.
It would seem as if I got 1 success.
You guys are here for about 20 minutes before Lemont finds somebody that's suitable for him. And you manage to pull this person back into one of the darkened corners by the smaller bar in the back that nobody's using quite yet. And you're talking back there. You got a little bit of one-on-one time with him. And basically, when the time's right, you just swing in, sink in the fangs, and start drinking. Now, this guy is a college kid going to Columbia. So he's kind of like seeing the rest of the city. He has a sketchbook with him, like a little moleskin that he showed you. And you're like, oh, yeah, that's cool, blah, blah, blah. And that's like how your in went. Now, when you start drinking from him, you lose this sense of what's going on around you. You get completely pulled in to the blood here. It's a very powerful sensation that's flowing through this individual. Like the resonance that's in his blood is incredibly potent to you. It's weird. And that's only after the first couple seconds.
Okay.
You get an incredibly potent sanguine resonance in this blood.
Okay.
It's really powerful. The sense of that resonance that's just reverberating through this person's entire being. As you drain more of the blood and you drink more and more, you feel it kind of floods your system. And you realize you've found a bit of a rare thing in this individual. A dyscrasia, if I'm pronouncing it correct. Which means the resonance kind of remains in your body for a period of time. You actually get a bonus when you use disciplines that relate to it.
Okay.
It's incredibly potent, and it kind of sweeps you out of your environment for the time while you're drinking from him. You slick 1 hunger, and you can keep going, but I think you're only at a 2, yes?
Yeah, I'm only at a 2, so I'm definitely not going to keep going. In fact, as soon as I'm done, I'm going to make every effort to not blow this person off and like, hey, wow, that was really crazy. Like, I never do this. Like, we should hook up later.
He's a little woozy on his feet, but he's like, yeah, wow, sure, yeah. Let me give you my number. See, his name is Joseph Willis. He actually goes by Joseph.
Okay.
He gives you his phone number. He does let you know that he's got some classes that he takes at night at Columbia, but he's mostly free later on in the evening.
Okay. Well, hey, I'll what I'll do is I'll I'll definitely appeal to like the artistic portion of it. Like, oh, we should get together like in a couple of nights, and like I'll take a look at your work, and like I'm an artist. I do tattoos, and I'm just I'll kind of like try my damnedest to appeal to that. But I don't want to seem too overly eager. Like I'm honestly trying to like cultivate this. Like it could potentially be like a relationship. And obviously it will be if it works, but not necessarily in the way he wants it.
That's right. Yeah, definitely fair. He seems a little out of it after you drink from it, but he's like, yeah, no, definitely. That'd be really fucking sweet. Like, I got some friends we can come by and do a whole fucking thing. We can just chill out, have some drinks. And
I'll
just
like
hang.
put my arm up like on the wall, like kind of like, past his head. And I'll just, say in a very gentle tone, like, let me go get you some water. I'll be right back.
Yeah, thanks. And he'll just, when you head out, like head to the actual bar, the working bar that's up here, further back by the booths, you'll see he's leaning on the bar, like just to kind of relax and catch his breath.
Yeah. So I'll bring him like I'll get a bottle of water, and I'll like I don't know if they have like peanuts or popcorn at this place. Like
Yeah.
they do at a lot of bars, but yeah, I'll grab something like that, and I'll be like, you seem a little dehydrated, and I'll just kind of like nurse him so that he is okay.
Right.
Basically.
Yeah, he's not, he just seems like he was probably either, you can't tell from the drink you got from him how powerful that resonance was. You can't tell if it was that he was on drugs or if he was drunk or what was going on, but he's just a little lightheaded, a little more than normal. He's not like falling down like, oh my God, I'm going to faint. He's just probably could use that water and maybe something to drink.
I'm like leaning on my expertise as a tattoo artist. When like someone gets a little too woozy from getting a tattoo, they get this treatment. They get a drink, they get a little bit of something fatty to put in their body or whatever. But yeah, that's basically I'm like kind of feigning that concern because I'm actually concerned because that was really nice. That was very grateful.
It's still like your body is still flushed with the heat from that resonance, and you can feel it's just coursing through your veins, like just very, very powerfully. Like normally when you touch on a resonance, you can feel it. It's a little like, a little rush. And you can definitely know that it's connected to different types of disciplines, especially being a blood sorcerer such as you are and a bloodhound on top of that. The resonance that's coming off him that's been saturated into your being now is so strong, it's staying longer than normal. Now, things like this are very rare. They're not very common at all. And this one seems to just be slamming you like a Mack truck. You've never experienced anything like this before. But this idea of moving with this, anything to do with this resonance, like, going into any sort of like, oh, how should I put this? Like aggressive or more passionate type of situation, it seems to be becoming like more, you're feeling yourself a little more inclined towards those things. Like you're a little, like a flood of testosterone essentially is like revving through your body right now.
Well, I'm not really sure how exactly that's a thing that I'm gonna attend to, but yeah, I'll let them do their thing and kind of figure that out.
For Nate's certification out of game, you will have one additional die pool for blood sorcery and presence until either your next drink of mortal blood or you get to hunger 5.
Okay.
Who's next?
Solid. You want to go, Sean?
Yeah, I'll go.
I'll go last because
It's gonna be a 3.
Fuck something up.
A 3.
Yep.
I at least want you guys to be fed.
Fucking Jeff.
Got a 1. Do you want to use any bonus dice? Or would you like to re-roll to spend willpower to re-roll any of that?
I'll spend a willpower to re-roll.
You can re-roll 3 of them. 3 of the non-hunger dice. So the 1 hunger dice that's assessed stays automatically. So yes, go ahead and roll 3d10. Oh, nice. 4 successes. Yeah, you're solid. So after Lemont has fed, and while he's getting this individual water, that's when you start kind of carousing your way through the crowd. You can see that Lemont got the best of the deal so far, not because of the way he's obviously, like, his demeanor's changed after he's fed, but also because really you don't want to do this too often in the same spot, especially not in a club as small as Exit. So you actually head downstairs and start hunting down there while he's kind of dealing with the upper level. and you manage to come across two girls at the bar, probably mid-20s, early 30s at the very, very, furthest stretch. And you're listening to their conversation, and slowly you start to integrate yourself. You say hi to the bar staff because they know you guys here by now. You get like a round of drinks for them and start chatting them up. And you see one is clearly not interested in you at all. She wants nothing to do with you. You're clearly either not her type or she's otherwise spoken for. But her friend, this brunette, seems very much into you. So after about 20 or so minutes, you manage to separate the two. You basically go over. You guys are talking by the golden tee fucking arcade game, and as more people are slipping back and forth, and it starts getting a little more crowded, you guys retreat back to the stairwell, where I believe Sullivan had fed like a couple of weeks ago when he was here, and you find a good spot like right on the inside of the door on the other side, and you manage to sink your fangs into her and start drinking. Now, she has a very aggressive flavor in her blood, very choleric. And when that hits you, it's like a shot of adrenaline goes through your system as you start drinking it down. Now, it's not anything stronger than normal. It's just usually the way you guys go about hunting. You get a lot of sanguine resonances because you're more seducers and they're seductive. She's doing this for the thrill and for the heat of it. So that has colored her blood a little more. Like she came here hunting just like you did, but for a different type of prey, obviously. And so you slake your hunger, at least one. Are you continuing to drink?
No, I'm just going to select the one.
Okay. You leave her at the one. She's already got a couple of drinks in her from what you've bought, so she's a bit woozy. You help her back to her seat. You guys chat for a little bit, and you find a good portion of time to kind of disengage from the situation and head upstairs. And as you do that, her friend's like, see, I told you he's a fucking bastard. And the bartender's like, hey, relax. Come here often. You'll see him again. Chill out. So they're kind of covering for you a little bit as you make your way back upstairs. Nice. Sullivan, are you hunting here?
I don't know. It's not smart. You're right. Exit is as far as bars go.
It's long and narrow, right?
It's long and narrow, but not just that. We're in a Monday night, and we're nowhere near capacity. And I don't want to double dip.
What is your hunger at? Just out of curiosity.
Like I have that gnawing hunger. I'm hungry.
Yeah. Okay. Well, why don't we go do what other stuff we need to do, and then when we're done with that, we go to another club. There's got to be something else open on a Monday.
Works for me.
Yeah, there's always the rack.
And if all else fails, there's always like IHOP
or the hookers.
Golden Nugget.
Yeah,
I don't. Cracker Barrel.
What is your obsession with like street people? Come on, like
they're easy prey.
I don't know. I've always been enticed by the thrill of the hunt, but okay, I can appreciate carry out once in a while. Just when you rely on carry out for all your meals, you will get fat.
I'll keep that in mind, Lemont.
All right, so
where are we going?
Yeah.
What other business did we have to attend to here?
Well, I don't know. Do we want to like? I don't even know where to begin on something like trying to find out who this Larson fella is.
Contact some people in the city who,
honestly,
though we're part of the city, we don't interact with them very often. Maybe reach out to somebody who might have had a chance to interact with them more.
An Elysium is the best way to do that, honestly, because it's easier to bring it up in casual conversation than it is to just call somebody out of the blue and be like, hey, do you know this dude named Larson?
Well, is there anything going on tonight?
On Monday? Probably not.
You could always talk to what's her face tomorrow when you go there.
Well, I'm going to. I have no idea what that's going to play like, but if I can, I will. If not, then I guess we could just go back to our place and try to clean up our home.
Yeah, we could buy some little poison rat pellets or something.
Yes, that will fix it.
I don't know what else you want to do.
I don't think that's going to help.
Yeah, I don't know.
Honest with you.
Maybe you can write a note now that you know how to read what it says around the pit. Maybe you could write a note that like says like no dumping.
No dumping.
Like, violators will be prosecuted.
Hey, while we sleep,
yeah.
Don't throw people in here. Yeah, it's gonna work.
That's all I have. As far as I'm concerned, none of the other issues that you encountered last night are within my capability of comprehending at this moment. So, and maybe the two of you could use a rest. So maybe we just go find another club where you can get, a brunch, and then we go home.
Sure.
It's only like 9:30, plenty of time still in the night, so that's not
Yeah.
an issue. As you guys make your way back to the SUV out of exit, Preston gets a text message from Trina.
Okay.
Says we found them.
Oh, I'll respond. What can I do?
The reply you get back says, "Do you want to get involved with taking the fuckers down?"
Not directly. I'm a lover, not a fighter.
You just get an LOL back.
But I'd be
Something,
interested in who it is.
You'll get the name Jedediah Walker and Johann Graves. Now, what level of politics do you have?
I have a politics of 1.
All right. So Johann and Jedediah, remember before when you guys first heard the name, like, we rolled to see if we remembered it. It just wasn't clicking. Now that you've got the two together, they're two members of the Church of Cain in the city. One is supposedly a Bruhan, one supposedly a Banu Hakim. They don't really get involved too much in city politics, but they are around. They do have some boons owed and owe some boons. So they have participated in the currency of the realm.
I'll ask her if there's a plan yet.
You'll get back as you guys make it to the vehicle and everybody gets inside. The text message you get says the Blackwaters are helping us out and we're just going to storm them.
Interesting conversation.
Yeah, it sounds like the Bahari found out who was responsible for the bulldozing of their garden. It's a Bruja and a Banu Hakim, members of the Church of Cain here in Chicago. And they've got the Bahari have partnered up with the Blackwaters, and they're going to go after them.
Now, remind me, what's a Blackwater?
Oh, well, you know a Blackwater up close and personally.
That's what we encountered at the yacht club.
Oh, okay.
Narissa
So
is
is
one of
that
the
like, that's not
Blackwaters.
an official name, that's just like what we're
That's her
calling
last
them?
name.
It's like a surname, I guess.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Narissa
Sorry.
Blackwater. There's a Mavis Blackwater that we know of.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Sorry. It's just so hard for me to keep all these cults in order. It's like,
It's a lot. Yep, it's a lot.
You'd
The
think we'd have an
wacky belief
easier time.
systems.
You'd think we'd have like an easier time getting people into like, actual meaningful religious awakening.
Yeah, not so much.
Yeah, it's early still,
Sure. Yeah, so I'm trying to stay a little bit away from it now that the Blackwaters are involved because of the whole yacht club thing, even though they didn't really see me or Sullivan. I think they just saw you, Lemont. If we show up and anybody, I don't know, if the same woman recognizes you that we saw at the yacht club,
Mm-hmm.
might get weird.
It's always getting weird. So yeah, that's fine.
So I'll just respond to Trina. Keep me updated. Let me know if I can help.
You'll get a thumbs up back.
All right. Well, then I guess the next course of action is on the way home. What do you want to stop somewhere where we could potentially run into someone, or do you want to just make this go in, get a quick nip, and then we can get home?
Sullivan, it's your dime, buddy. Wherever you want to go and dip your toes in the waters, that's fine. If you
You do whatever you want to do.
If you want to be seen, hey, I don't blame you.
I will be your Huckleberry.
Fair enough. All right, Ray. So along the rack, what are some of the main feeding options? I know there's oh my god.
You have a slew of bars beyond number, aka there's too many for me to possibly remember all their names, but there's just bar after bar after bar after bar after bar down Clark, where you guys went that last time. You have restaurants, you have bars, you have Wrigley Field, you have the Metro. It's a huge entertainment center. There's just tons of stuff down there.
All right, fair enough. I'm a social predator, so let's go to a club of some sort.
Ew, gross.
You know what? Why don't we try going to the same place where I went to meet Dr. What's-His-Face to learn Akkadian?
Doctor,
Because
what
I
is
was going
his
to buy a
face?
membership for that place anyway.
Right, but that place is a terrible feeding ground.
Is it?
It's,
Okay.
Oh yeah, it's a small, pretty much single room that's just bisected by where they put the tables down, and there's a rooftop bar, which is closed right now.
Oh,
So you're
all
looking
right.
at like,
Fair enough.
yeah, you're looking at like 100 square feet that has no obstructions. So terrible place to go
Fair
feed.
enough. All right, let's go to a club of some sort, someplace that's dark, bumping, so it's hard to hear. Anything to help conceal while I get in.
All right.
Even if I got to go to obfuscate and hunt in the bathroom, I'm not above it, man.
Go ahead and give me your hunting dice. You're in the rack, so it's only going to be a 2. No
It's only
crit.
110.
Yep. So you'll find something pretty quickly. You guys are there maybe half an hour, so almost 10 o'clock, and that's when you'll end up running into a prime target. It is a guy who's just sitting off by himself, kind of relaxing. He seems to be people watching, like looking at interesting people, and then like he'll sketch some stuff like about them, and like it looks like a little moleskin notebook. And after a bit of conversation,
Yeah, I'll play off of his people watching, and I'll be laughing at people with him.
It ain't the same
because
guy from
when
the
you sit
exit, is
back-
it?
No, it's not.
Okay.
This guy's not. This guy is not a Columbia Art student artist.
Okay, I was
He's
curious.
just like jotting down notes, sketching down notes in his notebook. What it turns out to be when Sullivan starts talking to him, he's a reporter, and he's looking for interesting people people who look interesting that he might be able to get a good interview with, essentially. And wow, we are not stepping into an interview with a vampire, by the way. I just realized how much we screwed up against that. So let's back the fuck up. This guy is just people watching. I'm not even going there. We're gonna take 2. He's just people watching, no notebook, no nothing. Just people watching, chilling at the bar, observing people going by. You start hearing some commentary under his breath. You go sit down and start talking to the guy. He's just looking at interesting people, finds people fascinating. And after a couple minutes of conversation, you manage to get him aside, like towards the back by the bathrooms, more towards like the service area. You pull around a corner and you get your fangs in. And when you drink from this guy, you're getting that usual sanguine resonance that's just kind of flooding your body and heating your skin up. You're just taking the one, or are you gonna?
I'm just taking the one. I am using Lingering Kiss.
Okay.
Yeah, and I'll play it a lot like Nate has, and a lot how I've pretty much played every feeding for the most part. Is I'll leave that little extra for a potential future thing.
Okay.
Like, hey, you seem really cool. This is kind of crazy. We met at a club, but you seem interesting. I'd like to maybe get to know you a little more.
Sure. You'll get a phone number at the end of everything. His name is Thomas. Yeah, you feed, you get your 1 hunger slated. You're feeling fine.
Yeah. Then once I am done and have laid the seeds of potential future, potential future Discord, I will regress back to Lemont and Preston, wherever they may be, and let them know I'm ready to go when you are.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to stand on ceremony. I'm just here to watch his back, basically.
You guys will linger just long enough to be like not awkward to just run in and leave. You guys will make it out, get back to the SUV without incident. You'll see a couple of faces that you've seen around Elysium here and there, like just among the crowds, either carousing or potentially like hunting as well. But nothing unusual, nothing that stands out too much. Usually you will see a couple people here and there as you're out and about. The city is big,
Especially
but
along the rack.
yeah, but you're in the rack, so that's going to make it easier to run into individuals. Now, you get back to the SUV, the car is just fine, turns over perfectly fine, and where you all heading?
Unless we want to go anywhere else, I think we were going back to the Haven.
I didn't have any other place I wanted to go. So
I don't have any other pressing matters at the moment. Things are kind of hot right now. Not gonna lie, like some shit went down last night. Maybe we needed a little break for a couple hours.
You guys make it back to the house, go to the door. It's just the same shape you left it in. Nobody's kicked it in. The house seems exactly the same. You guys do a quick look around. Everything's usual, including the sound of the rats in the walls. Nothing seems off. You guys are in for the night. Just gonna chill and then wait till tomorrow?
Unless any of them have anything to do, I will be sitting at a drawing tablet, basically.
I don't feel like chasing rats around for the night, so I will probably be perusing some of my normal websites I would go to for for artifacts, weird and interesting things.
Not
Sure.
where I thought that was going.
Yeah, me neither. So for artifacts.
Some of my favorite websites for artifacts.
But yeah, you guys, the rest of the night goes completely uneventfully. You guys chill out, have a moment to decompress, to catch your breath, so to speak. Nothing weird seems to be going on. You don't even see V. Vanatho doesn't show up. It's quiet night. The next evening, you all wake up. I'm not going to make you roll another rouse, since those have been kind of punishing lately.
A little bit.
Yeah, a little rough, but you guys will wake up the next evening. You'll slowly come to your senses, go about your usual affairs of getting ready and getting dressed for the night. Among that familiar, now somewhat annoying din of the scritching of the creatures in the wall, Preston, you wake up to a lot of insects on your bed. Like
Ooh, gross.
all kinds of creepy crawlies just all over your sheets as you've laid down. And as you wake up, they slowly start to move away, and you hear some of the little hard exoskeletons hit the hardwood floor as they fall off the bed as you stir. But they slowly start to leave you alone.
Come up with a better place to put those than in the walls.
Sullivan wakes up, and for a moment, you're fine. Everything's there. You're getting your normal shit, getting up, getting dressed. And then a moment later, you're having a walking dream. And you can see yourself running through this alleyway in Chicago, like between restaurants. You can hear the din of traffic and clubs along the way, but somebody's chasing you. Somebody is hunting you down. And when you hit this dead end alleyway, as you've been cutting it from street to street, running through traffic, you feel this sense of this presence just grow more and more powerful that just starts to press down upon your awareness. And when you look back, it's just hordes upon hordes of faceless Baali, and they start ripping you apart. Then you wake up and you're right back to what you were doing.
Not a cool dream, bro.
I'll just kind of come out of my sheet and just shake my head. Fuck. These visions are becoming taxing. They're all of me dying. I hate it. I thought it was going to be Narissa. Weird. So I'm running down this alley in Chicago. I can hear the din of traffic and all sorts of the nightlife going on. And I hit a dead end, and I know I'm being chased. And when I turn around and look, it's like hordes and hordes and hordes of just faceless Baali. And I don't know how I know they're other Baali. I just know it. But they tear me the fuck apart. It's Narissa, faceless Baali, a fucking summoning gone horribly wrong. I don't like that these all end up in my death.
Well, I mean, death is a multifaceted creature.
Sure, and I get that. I've already died once. I don't want to do it again. It's frustrating, that's all.
I don't know what to make of your visions, but write them down.
I do.
Keep a dream journal.
Anybody want to go downstairs?
Sure.
I kind of want to check it out.
Let's go check it out.
We'll grab the lantern.
What's squeaking?
I don't know,
I'm
but
sorry.
it's creepy.
I was like, what is going on?
My
Okay,
bad.
fair enough. I was like, squeak.
I was just fidgeting.
Squeak.
Sorry.
No, I was
Just,
like, what is doing
Rats
that?
in the wall.
Right, that's all the rats. So
But
you guys
there's
are
two reasons we're going downstairs, right? One is because, I want to see if there's anything left over. V's been fucking feeding this pit during the day. Two is my notebook that I write those type of notes in is also downstairs, and I don't want to go down alone. Bad things happen when I go do things alone. So
you head downstairs. Is everybody? The three of you going?
Yeah, I'll go with.
All right. You guys head down to the basement. You grab the lanterns per normal, light them up, and as you're walking down the stairs, it's much like it was a couple nights ago, where you have to wait for the rats to move out of your way because they're all over the floor down here. You make your way down the stairs. Once again, you realize that they're not actually going into the sacrifice room. They're staying on the outsides. You guys step into that room. The light gets cast over the well. The well seems to be in the same condition it was in the last time you saw it. Nothing has changed there. Sullivan's book is sitting there as well with a pencil. Everything seems normal.
Okay. I'll go over there and I'll take a quick minute to kind of jot my dream down.
Yeah, so I'm curious. I personally, the player, don't have any idea how we might be able to rectify the situation with this well. But I'm curious if Lemont's knowledge might be, deep enough to know a roundabout activity that might at least help.
What is your occult level?
3.
Go ahead, give me a roll of your intelligence plus your occult. You will need 4 successes. Do you want to use any player dice? You have 11.
What do you guys think?
Do it.
Yeah, go for it.
Sure. Let's use 2.
Look at that on the fucking dot.
Nice.
While Lemont is looking around, Sullivan's kind of scratching in his notepad. You hear the pencil, the graphite being drawn over the parchment in his little notebook. You're kind of scouting around the area. You look down at the Akkadian script that's kind of scrawled around the rim of the well. And you're trying to think of how the fuck you can basically disconnect it from where it's at and reset the whole thing.
Right.
And you come down to about a handful of possibilities. Number one is you make a big enough sacrifice to overwrite it and dedicate the well anew. You're having to basically do the whole thing over again, which is going to take a lot of people. There's a lot of souls you got to throw at that to kind of break it and erase the connection. 2,
A lot. When you say a lot, like what do you?
At least a half a dozen.
Oh, 6. 6 is a decent amount.
Yeah, because it's a level 3, right? So you need at least 2 per level to start to rewrite it. Option 2, you let it die. You let it go dormant and rededicate it. Option 3, you can call in some beings, otherworldly persuasion, to see about severing the ethereal connection to whatever this thing is connected to, which gives you a well that doesn't work, which means you got to rededicate it again. Now, that could be a thing, but that's one way to make sure you definitely get it done. 4 is you just stop using it and make a new well. Start over again. You'd have to get a new place, though, because this entire ground is now consecrated.
I'll be sitting there in the darkness, contemplating, thinking about what we can do, and Lemont will just say, "I think we should throw a party."
Party, you say?
Yeah, we should throw a party. Yeah, what's the next cool holiday?
What's it? February? So
Yep.
I don't know what's in March.
St. Patrick's Day, right?
St. Patrick's Day.
St. Patrick's Day. We can be Irish for a night.
I know what we can do. Let's throw an artist's party.
Okay. Or a tattoo party.
Yeah. Even better. I don't know why I didn't think of that. Tattoo party. All right. Who wants to be in charge of assembling the party? We're going to need to invite at least, I don't know, let's say a dozen people to this party that no one's going to look for when they don't come home.
It's going to be tough.
Sullivan, do you know that many prostitutes?
There's 2 million people in Chicago.
No, yeah, for sure. I would have to do some scouting, but yeah, I mean, I think I could find some people like that. And if worst case scenario, like Preston said, half a dozen prostitutes, yeah, that's pretty fucking easy.
Next question, Ray. The rats. Can I get some insight into what the fuck is causing these rats and how we can maybe lock them in this room or get rid of them?
With your occult roll and with your knowledge of your particular clan in general, back in the Dark Ages, there used to be different, I guess, followings within different factions within the clan, right? You had those that followed the Destroyer, the Celestials, and then you had those that were dealing with these insectoid type creatures from beyond.
Yeah.
The Swarm. If what this guy Larson said is true, and you guys are descendant from Nurgle, a lot of his descendants became priests and priestesses of the Swarm and started collecting vermin, insects, rats, other foul creatures. and had an affinity for them. They're starting to gather around Preston.
Okay.
You've noticed that without fail, like that's been obvious, right?
Yeah.
So as far as what those rats could be up to, they're coming to him. They're here because of him and your well.
Preston, can you
Yeah.
do anything about the rats?
I mean, aside from hiring an exterminator,
Yeah, but they're coming for you. So, like, have you tried just talking to them?
I have. Actually, yes, I have. They don't seem to speak English.
Well, maybe you need to learn their language. You are the one with the higher mind. I'm just saying, it would be better for us if we could throw a party where there weren't rats in the walls, because people are going to notice that. So here's my plan, and you can tell me if this is a good plan or not, but this is what I think we should do. We're going to need to make a big enough sacrifice to, kickstart, to jumpstart our well for us, for our needs, for our means. So I think we should throw a party here in our loft and invite a bunch of tattoo aficionados and tattoo artists. And then at the end of the party, those that remain or those that we make sure don't leave, never leave. The other option is, I think, we let the well die and we abandon ship. Because otherwise it's going to be used for purposes that are crossed to our own and to the continued survival of the planet, essentially. So, party or we abandon ship and find a new home? What do you think?
I'd say unless Quincy gives us the pull-out sign, the party might be the better option. This is a powerful well. We made it and it was bastardized, so I think attempting to correct it before we let it die would be a better option.
I agree.
I'm always up for a party. I don't want to move. I like this place.
Yeah, I do too. So, all right. Who wants to be in charge of the invites? Who wants to be in charge of the decorations? And who wants to be in charge of the implements of murder?
I'll do the invites. Obviously, it's going to take a little time. I got to scout people out and whatnot, which I can do when we have no other plans. So,
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'll handle the invites because it's all probably going to be social media related, which means Preston, you get to be in charge of the grand show, the sacrifice.
How did I get so lucky? All right.
I'm quite jealous. If I could hand you over the social media portion of this, I would, but I can't.
No. This is going to be great.
I'll slap Preston on the shoulder in a cordial, genial fashion. You've had plenty of experience with your time in the Bahari, so I think you should be just perfect for this. This is your big show. This is your big breakout opportunity.
I will not disappoint.
Preston will go back upstairs.
I mean, Lemont will go back upstairs.
Yes. No. Yes,
Preston, you go upstairs.
Preston will go upstairs.
When Sullivan's done writing down his dreams and like how it made him feel and shit, I will also go upstairs.
Also, Sullivan, if you could do me a favor, be a good sport, and don't read anything that you don't understand first. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, don't.
That's why I didn't even bother reading that until I learned language.
Good. Yeah, we're.
I know exactly what it says, and I can enlighten you when you're ready.
I don't need that enlightenment. That's on you.
I can also teach you the language.
Well, when I'm ready to learn it, I'll learn it.
All right, sounds good to me.
Right now, I have to plan for a party. I can't be learning languages and planning a party at the same time.
I will scout. And since you're also going to be working on the main invites, and I'm just inviting some of the others, I will also take care of the decorations.
Okay. Sounds good to me, sir. Sounds good to me.
All right, gents, you guys got a furious start to the evening. Lamont's appointment is around, say, 10 o'clock, I believe it is. Let me double check and see if we got a time. It is 10 p.m. So you guys have a couple hours to start getting things set up. You put some feelers out. Lemont makes a list of people that he knows in the tattoo, world that might be worthy of coming by. Sullivan starts putting together a list. Preston starts to go over notes to do for the ritual for like the oration, how you want people set up. You're not quite sure how many people you're looking at right now, but is apparently Lamont's making out to be a grandiose ritual. So you're making notes, making a couple, I guess brainstorming like, paragraphs here and there about what you want to touch on, how you want to handle that volume of people, which is be a new thing because you guys haven't done many. Usually it's one, maybe two. This seems like he wants more than that, so it takes some extra prep time.
Definitely more than two.
But as the time starts kind of dialing down towards when Lemont has to get ready, you guys kind of come into a lull and start getting prepped. Now, is Lemont going to take everybody with him to the Painted Lady, or is it just going to be him?
I definitely get really apprehensive now leaving them alone. So
Why? Whatever for. They go on adventures. Okay.
Yes, I will. I will take them with.
Okay.
If they want to come, I'll take them with. But since I'm going to someone else's shop, I don't know their rules. So when we arrive, I'll ask if they can come in or if they should come back. Some tattoo artists are real particular about no extra guests. So
right. So you all get ready to go, pile into the SUV again for another night of being out and about. As you guys pull out and the lights kind of hit the alleyway as you back into the street, you see that cat again as it kind of stalks through the alleyway and starts chasing down a rat on the outside of your house. And you guys pull away. Now, the drive to the Painted Lady, uneventful. It's a Tuesday night, average amount of traffic on the road, nothing that kind of catches your eye, nothing that seems out of place. You make it there probably about 20, 30 minutes, actually pretty quickly. You guys pull on into the parking lot. The Painted Lady is in a strip mall that's been nicely set up. Like actually, no, it's in the building. Sorry, she has her own building she has set up for this club because it's not just a tattoo parlor, it's also a BDSM club.
Do you guys think I should Google the cat?
I honestly couldn't be less concerned about what you do with the cat.
Right.
If you want to have your own little familiar, I completely support your acquisition of a pet.
Might be a way to take care of the rats.
It might be.
So as you guys pull into the parking lot for the Painted Lady, Lemont gets a text message on his phone to confirm his appointment. And he's given the instructions that please arrive through the back door.
Okay. All right. So you fellas enjoy the club. I'll go in through the back door. That's where I've been instructed to go. And we'll meet in the middle. How about that?
Sounds good.
Works for me.
Cool.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'll go in the back door. Of course, I have no idea what I'm supposed to bring. So I'll just have brought like my little carry-on bag with a machine and a notebook and a couple of inks.
You head towards the back and you go into the alleyway essentially, and the alleyway is pretty clean. Like it's been plowed recently. There are only two like very like conservative looking sedans back here. Not a lot of trash or anything scattered about. The back door has its own like white door with like the windows on top so you can see light streaming out into the alleyway. You go up to that door and it's unlocked. You open it up and there's a small waiting room. Maybe like a little love seat on either side with a little water cooler. And right in front of that, like right as you walk in, there's also a small like raised desk area, like a half wall and a desk right behind it. And behind that is a woman sitting, you hear her typing on a keyboard. She's a probably mid-30s Caucasian woman. She's dressed very conservatively. She's got her hair pulled up in like a 1950s poof on the front. She's wearing a very nice blouse, but as you get a little more look on her, she's almost like rockabillying that shit. Like the way the collar's popped up a little bit, and you can see she's got these bright red bracelets and tattoos all up her arm sleeves. As you get there, she looks up at you. She's like, "Oh, Mr. Gale?
Yeah. Hi.
The lady will see you shortly. Just please have a seat. Just be a couple minutes."
Cool. All right. Yeah. And Lemont will grab a seat and look at a magazine.
Okay. You'll sit down and you'll see like a couple of tattoo mags and some other like, BDSM type of publications. And as you're sitting down, the lady's like, "Do you want a cup of coffee or something? Refreshment while you wait?"
No, I'm pretty good. Thank you.
All right, excellent. And you sit down. Up front, Sullivan and Preston go to walk into the front part of this club. It's black tile, blacked out windows. The walls are black. They got black lights on. Like, it's really made for drama. You've got like a neon sign. You've got like a small case with all various, implements and toys in it. And behind the counter, there's a guy wearing like a leather jacket, like a PVC shirt. And from the sound of it, as he's moving around, either PVC pants or leather pants that are just really tight because you hear that creaking of the material. He looks at you like, "Hey guys, what's going on?"
Hey, we came to check out the club.
Well, it's not really busy. It's a Tuesday, but I'm assuming it's your first time. And what are you, maybe intimidated by large crowds? I kind of would get that.
Yeah, kinda. I mean, it's an interesting club, and I wanted to see if it was something that I may be into, because it's always interested me, but
Right.
I've never really tried or been involved. So
Sure. Are you two together or?
yes.
Okay, excellent. So there are a couple of rules that we're going to go over before we go downstairs and get into the club proper. First off, just so you know, we don't actually sell alcohol on site, and we actually don't really like people drinking while they're here. It can kind of get in the way of things. So if that's what you're looking for, maybe not the place. But also, we're really big on whether or not all parties consent to play, etc. So if there becomes an issue, take a step back. We don't want things going south. So we'll go through a checklist as we're heading downstairs. But you guys come on in with me. We got a group down there already. It's a small private party, but they're regulars, and well, you look like they're kind of types. So why don't you guys come on down?
Sure, sounds good.
And he'll lead you back through the small little hallway and the stairs that go down below. It's this narrow hallway. And if you've ever been to Three Dots and a Dash in Chicago, they've kind of stolen their motif as you walk down the stairs, because they're lit from the bottom up, and on the wall in front of you as you descend the stairs is just a bunch of skulls. So you descend down in this area, and you can hear music playing. There's a soft thrumming of bass going on. And you guys get sent down in this area that's pretty much really, really dark. It'd be really hard for you to see anything here if you weren't naturally inclined to see better in the dark than normal humans would. Nobody seems to have any sort of lights out or anything like that. Maybe there's a couple of small glow strips along the floor to kind of shed some sort of light in here, but there's really no like actual lights on. When you step in, what hits the two of you is the smell of blood immediately hits your senses, and it's human blood. Make no question about it. You could definitely get the sanguine resonance from that. There's obviously a bit of a passion involved. There was maybe some choleric thrown in there a little bit.
Some blood play.
Well,
Some sort.
yes and no. As you guys walk into this room down below, the guys with you gives you both a pat on the back and then closes the door behind you. And as that door closes, you hear it click. Not like it's locking, it just closes
Right.
itself. And you'll see two people look up from the far side of the room where that smell's coming from. One of the people you see is Narissa. Flipping back to Lemont. I think for this one, the expression on Sullivan's face when he found out who was downstairs says it all.